Jared Goff versus Hendon Hooker. What will the Lions do with Hendon Hooker long term? Because we know that Jared Goff is the man that got paid with this contract. Sor, what you think, man? What are they gonna do with our boy?
Probably for now, for the time being, just keep him as a backup. They'll probably showcase him all through preseason, and then if a team is really needing for a quarterback, potentially you use Hendon Hooker, or you just keep him as a backup. I believe they selected him in the third or fourth round. I was not that big of a fan because it was Jared Goff these past 2 years. People could say otherwise, but he's been arguably a top 12 to top 10 quarterback these past 2 years and brought the Lions to an NFC championship game. One they probably should have won, but a lot of stupid mistakes were made by other players not named Jared Goff.
Man, let me tell you, when that trade happened, I had said that Matt Stafford was going to win the Super Bowl with the Rams, and they proceeded to do such. Yep. But I'll tell you what I was super wrong about. I said that Jared Goff's career is going to the Lions to die. And I want to give him all the credit in the world. Don't act like I'm not trying to give him the credit. But
I mean, the first couple of seasons, it almost did. It was rough with the first couple of seasons of Dan Campbell. Then, he finally got his pieces into place.
But it wasn't necessarily rough with Jared, though. To be honest, I got to give him his
in
flowers.
General for the Lions.
But thank God for Dan Campbell and the staff that he put together. Because, my God, that dude's career could have went to die.
Yes.
But back to you, sir.
No, I mean, I was not that big of a fan of the Hendon Hooker draft. People were like, he's going to take over for Jared Goff. I never once thought that he was going to take over for Jared Goff. This was Goff's team. Again, statistically played like a top 12 to top 10 quarterback. You can argue even higher.
That's
like
the
top
worst thing
7.
that could have happened for Hendon Hooker is that he played as well as he's been playing. That dude, he's in purgatory right now.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker's career right now is the one that is currently dying. But
he ain't even started yet.
He ain't even started yet. That's crazy. But I mean, if there's any injuries for Jared Goff, if it's like a week or two, and then all of preseason is when you're mainly going to see Hendon Hooker, and then again, a team maybe will need like a quarterback or whatever for the first couple of weeks after after a couple of preseason games, after mini camp, potentially trade deadline. Who knows? It could be one of the Browns' revolving quarterbacks because Browns go through quarterbacks like there is no tomorrow. So I don't know. All I know is Hendon Hooker better figure it out fast because homie might be on the bench for a while.
Oh, 100%. I feel like for Hendon Hooker, the best thing for his career is going to be this upcoming preseason. Because if he can ball out, have a great preseason, that's going to help his draft stock. And if he could had a great preseason,
his draft stock?
He's already been drafted. Are you sending him back to the draft? You can't do that.
Help his.
We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Howard's Rock. Okay, never mind.
No, but this will help his trade stock go up, and it could help a team who is looking for a guy who could help if a starting quarterback goes down. They could look for a guy like Hendon Hooker, and if he takes them to the playoffs, that'll be huge for his career. So I feel like for Hendon Hooker, the best thing for him is going to be his preseason this year.
Where would he go? Because I could honestly say that this year, everybody's got their guy.
I know. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying, like, trade deadline, I would see him go. Like, you have a guy go down. Like, a guy get injured, and you need a guy to step up. And let's say you're, like, I don't know. I don't think this is going to happen. I think they'll be fine. Let's say the Chiefs lose Mahomes. You still got that championship level team. And Hendon Hooker, if he's better, then I don't know who their backup is off the top of my head. That's on me.
Carson Wentz.
But for example, let's pretend Wentz is in there. You send him there. He takes them to the playoffs. That could be.
The question was, what team do you see going to? Let's pretend the guys on the roster aren't there real quick. What?
I was just saying, like, if a guy gets hurt, like a starting quarterback gets hurt.
Yes, like Mahomes. Then they go to Carson
Ladies
Wentz,
and
who's currently
gentlemen,
on the roster.
He's fumbled the bag.
Leave me alone. I got a lot I'm thinking about, and I hear a dude shooting outside. Leave me alone.
Let me just,
it.
let me just pretend that, this guy already on the roster just doesn't exist anymore. Poof, he's gone. Madden creator, he's deleted. Poof. So would you like to pick a different team, or do you want to keep going with this nonsense?
I'll pick a different team. Let's say I don't like this.
Well,
let's say the Saints have an above average year. Like, they're a borderline playoff team in the fight for the division. Derek Carr gets hurt. And you need a quarterback. Because Jameis Winston, not there. He's in Cleveland now. You need a guy. That's when you look in the deadline. And you saw how he played in college. Before his injury, being talked about as a Heisman
let me ask
winner.
you this: if they're a borderline playoff team, come near playoff times, how are they going to look at the deadline? If the deadline shut off week 8,
but I'm saying, like, if they're in it and Carr goes down before, that's what I'm implying.
Anyways, I'll give you my 2 cents on this. Thank you, Hayden. I get the boat that you're rowing. I get it.
Someone's got to.
There's 2 teams that I think he would be great to go to. One team, he could potentially be the starter. The other team, he's going to be a backup. And I think he'd be a damn good backup for them because he fits what they're trying to do. First team, where I'll start with the starter first. Who's the Jets' backup?
Jordan Travis. I mean, I was also going to say Jets, yeah.
Jordan Travis, but Jordan Travis.
I get it, but no. He doesn't scream. He doesn't scream a passing quarterback to me. He's an improviser.
No. Correct.
Right.
And he's one that's very injury prone. Not the fact that Hendon Hooker just came off a major leg injury, but if you want somebody to kill you with his arm and his legs consistently with his arm, if you give him the weapons, it's Hendon Hooker. And I think he plays more like an Aaron Rodgers than a Jordan Travis does.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he is Jordan Travis, but I'm saying the guy that he could mold would be Hendon Hooker. That's my potential spot because Aaron Rodgers, if this don't work out this year, I'd be hard pressed to say that he might not retire or that he would retire this year. Like he's going to. He has nothing left to prove. What? Okay. The second team is the Baltimore Ravens, but he would be a career backup under Lamar. He can run, he can throw the ball, he can improvise, and that would fit well with what they're doing. Tyler Huntley's not there anymore, right? I think he's a free agent. So the next person to fill in would be a Hendon Hooker type. But I feel bad for Hendon just because Jared's been doing so good. I think that they were doing this they drafted him just in case Jared Goff wasn't going to do this well later on in his career. I mean, literally.
And then Jared Goff put up top 10 numbers ever since he's been drafted.
Yeah, Jared Goff is on the later end of his career, so it's do or die over these next 2 to 3 years for him. Because I don't think Jared's the type of like long-term guy like an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger, that type of guys. Because I think he's reached his ceiling, and how long can he stay there before he takes? I think Jared Goff is the type of dude to take a dramatic dip, and you're gonna notice it by like week 4 of a season where he's Mother Nature and Father Time have caught up to him.
His model girlfriend took it all out on him.
They've met it. And Mother Nature and Father Time have met each other, and that's it for him. But that's what I think. Don, what you think, man?
Well, let me give you a little bit on both quarterbacks. So Goff gets this 4-year, $212 million extension, $170 million guaranteed. And if you look at it, basically Goff's succeeded. So Detroit thrived. Goff finished in the top 4 for passing yards and touchdowns. He led the league in passing yards against the blitz last season. And he also led the Lions to their first divisional title in 30 years, won 2 playoff games, and made it to the divisional title game. So the man had a season. Hendon Hooker, the 2 teams that come to mind for me are 2 of the teams who a lot of their fans thought they were going to draft quarterbacks, and they didn't. And that would be the Giants and the Raiders. I think they are potentials, maybe not early, but during the season.
The Giants for sure. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I mean, now barring injury to Goff, I mean, I don't think he's going to be a blip on the radar to start at all other than preseason, like we mentioned already. I think he's just a little too good of a prospect to bench for multiple years. So a trade would be his best option. But if I'm a Lions fan, I don't want to lose him. I think he has a lot of potential.
Yep. I agree with that. Hendon is definitely in a particular situation now. This is one of those. I don't think Hendon is drama filled. Neither is Jared.
No,
right.
But I think Jared would give Hendon a cool send off. I feel like he's the type of dude that'll be like, wherever he goes, he's going to succeed. I've seen the dude grow over the last year and a half or however long it would be. I definitely see a lot of people. I agree with you, Hayden. I think the trade deadline and seeing where quarterbacks are getting skinny at, let's see where Hendon Hooker ends up. But again, age is not on his side. He's never started an NFL game this far in his career. So